name is Ray Aldrin and my topic is Rizal's first voyage. May 3, 1882. Rizal left the Philippines for the first time. He boarded Salvaclora using a passport of Jose Mercado, which was procured for him by his uncle Antonio Rivera. His first trip abroad was bound for Spain. May 9, 1882. The first stopover of Rizal on his way to Spain. Rizal boarded the boat Gemna to continue his trip to Spain. May 18, 1882. It was Rizal's journey to Colombo, Sri Lanka that was important for him to improve his knowledge of the French language while he is on board the French ship Gemna. June 2, 1882. He arrived at the Suez Canal en route to Marseille, city of Suez, the Red Sea terminal of the Suez Canal. Rizal was impressed in the beautiful moonlight which reminded him of Calamba and his family. June 11, 1882. He arrived at the city of Naples, Italy for 1 hour, and this was the first European ground he set foot on. June 12 to 15, 1882. The boat anchored at Marseille, France, and he boarded at the Noailles Hotel. Rizal stayed for 2.5 days in Marseille. June 16, 1882. Rizal arrived at Barcelona, Spain, and boarded in the Fonda de España. June 15, 1883. He left Madrid for Paris, France to spend his summer vacation and to observe the big French city.
The propaganda movement and La Liga Filipina. Propaganda movement aimed for the assimilation of the Philippines to Spain, while the La Liga Filipina aimed for the independence of the Philippines from Spain through a revolution.
Propaganda movement is a patriotic social-political organization founded in 1872 by Filipinos who had settled in Europe, with its most prominent member Jose Rizal. They are considered as cultural and literary organization. It was organized and participated by the Ilustrados and aimed for the assimilation of the Philippines to Spain. La Solidaridad is its principal publication, published by Graciano Lopez Haina. The organization's members are mostly Filipino liberals and Filipino students studying in Europe's universities. However, its renowned members are Marcelo H. Del Pilar, Graciano Lopez Haina, Jose Rizal, and Mariano Ponce. Under this organization, the propagandists advocated the following: the recognition of the Philippines as a province of Spain and its representation in the Spanish Parliament, the secularization of the Philippine parishes and clergy, the equality between the Spanish and the Filipino, especially in entering government services, the establishment of government-funded schools not run by the friars, the abolition of the polo or forced labor and vandala or forced sale of local products to the government, and the recognition of human rights and freedom, especially the freedoms of speech and association. On the other hand, La Liga Filipina, founded by Dr. Jose Rizal in Manila on June 3, 1892, and originated from the La Solidaridad, is a civic association. It has the motto Unus Instar Omnium, which translates to one like all. La Liga Filipina aims for the independence of the Philippines from Spain through a revolution. It aspired to unite the whole archipelago into one strong and united organization, have mutual protection in every need and want, serve as a defense against all violence and injustices, encourage education, agriculture, and commerce, and study the application of reforms. During this term, Ambrosio Salvador was the president of the League, along with Agustin de la Rosa as fiscal, Bonifacio Arevalo as treasurer, and Deodato Arellano as secretary. La Liga Filipina was considered an indirect upshot and subsidiary of the propaganda. Also, it had no intention of rising up in arms against the government. 3 days after the meeting, Rizal was exiled, thus making the organization become inactive, though through the efforts of Domingo Franco and Andres Bonifacio, it was reorganized. Domingo Franco later then became the president along with its new members. After some disarray in the leadership of the group, the Supreme Council of the League dissolved the society. Liga membership split into two groups. The conservatives formed the Corpo de Compromisarios, which planned to continue supporting creating the La Solidaridad, while the radicals led by Bonifacio devoted themselves to a new and secret society, the Katipunan.
Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, played a significant role in both the propaganda movement and the La Liga Filipina. While his responsibilities differed in each organization, his commitment to reform and his intellectual prowess were central to both. Rizal's role in the propaganda movement at La Liga Filipina was crucial in shaping Filipino nationalism and advocating for reform. His writings, intellectual contribution, and leadership inspired generations of Filipino to fight for their rights and independence. His legacy continues to inspire Filipinos to strive for a just and equitable society.
Europe was a heaven, a source of great ideas, and more importantly, a place for enlightened and a compassionate men.
May 1882, without his parents knowing, Rizal went to Madrid. Upon his arrival, he enrolled at the University of Central de Madrid as a medical student. Later, June 1884, he received his medical degree at the age of 23, and the following year, Jose Rizal graduated from the Philosophy and Letters Department. But then again, his journey of being a student still has not yet ended. So after he graduated to the Philosophy and Letters Department, he also took the field of ophthalmology dahil na-inspire siya sa pagkabulag ng kanyang ina. So he studied at the University of Paris and then at the University of Heidelberg upang palawakin pa ang kanyang kaalaman sa ophthalmology. When he was in Europe, Rizal wrote his first novel entitled Noli Me Tangere, Touch Me Not, the social cancer, which emphasized the dark aspects of Spain's colonial rule in the Philippines that particularly focuses more on the rule of Catholic friars. Because of his novel, Jose Rizal decided to return to the Philippines. The year 1887. But his stay in the Philippines did not last long when he was targeted by the police due to his novel. Rizal returned to Europe and continued to write, in which he released his second novel, El Filibusterismo, ang paghahari ng kasakiman. He also published an article in La Solidaridad, a paper aligned with a propaganda movement toward achieving assimilations with Spain. 1892, Rizal go back to the Philippines. Even though he was exiled, he did not let his fear overwhelm him because Philippines needed him more to achieve the changes at the hands of Spain. So he founded the La Liga Filipina, a non-violent reform society that originated from La Solidaridad and the propaganda movement.
Consumatum est!